John, what are your thoughts on that performance?
I was absolutely delighted with them. I said to them at half time, I said, I can't recall coaching a side that's had a 100% completion rate, and that's what they did. They were absolutely ruthless. They were clinical in everything that they did. Their attitude was fantastic. To say technically, you could say there was nothing to play for, but they wanted to send the mates away with some great memories of a great performance, and they've done it.
Great intensity, you maintained it throughout. Is that what makes that performance that little bit more special?
It makes it special because obviously there are people who are leaving us to go to pastures new, and we just wanted to send them off because they are a special group. They are a very tight-knit group. They do like each other genuinely, both as rugby players and as people, and they just wanted to send each other off with a stellar performance. And I think 82-0 is a stellar performance against a team in the same division as yourself. I know they're going through tough times. I know they've only won one game, but we've been away from home. There's 0 against Rochdale scoring, 82 against ours, with some absolute quality tries within there.
In that second half, Rochdale had you under the pump a little bit, John. 3 repeat sets, but you kept that 0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that was one of the things, that period when they'd 4 sets on the bounce, and we forced the error in the 4th set, and you've really got to admire them for that, because the game was won, and it's easy to be a bit sloppy and just say, well, a try doesn't matter, and it wouldn't have mattered in the fullness of time, but it would have mattered for our personal pride, and that's why it was so pleasing to keep them to 0.
And obviously the goal was to finish the season 6th and get that extra central funding for next season.
It wasn't, well, central funding is lovely, but that wasn't, it was just to finish as high as we possibly could, and I just said to him in there, the width of a post has denied us the playoffs ultimately, and that's the top and bottom. One win would have got us in the play. One more win would have got us in the playoffs. So we've been very close, but I wouldn't have swapped that Leeds game, and emotionally and physically that took a lot out of us, because we didn't win from the Leeds game until the quarter-final. And that sort of emotionally and physically took it out of us. I also thought we played too many games in pre-season, and that's why we'd won 2 out of 5, I felt, or one of the reasons we won 2 out of 5 at the start. So little things like that we can learn from and improve and make better, so that next year we can achieve our goal, and that obviously is the playoffs, and as well as a tidy little cup run, which we'd like to do again.
When you look back on the season, John, will you analyse those narrow defeats?
Yeah, you've got to do, because what you've got to do is try and flip them and turn a 1-point loss into a 1-point win, and we've got to look at ways that we can do that, and that's what we'll attempt to do. But first of all, we're going to meet all the players individually. We'll have an individual review. We'll review ourselves as staff, and then we'll review the team as a whole. And then obviously as soon as we're out of special measures, we'll be recruiting heavily and sort of trying to re-sign as well the lads that we've identified. So there's lots of work going on that the fans won't realise, but I thought, again, the fans are fantastic, aren't they? I mean, the pack this stands out. They applauded the players afterwards. It's just so much fun, and it's so good to be in and around this joint when you've got a support like that.
And at the end, as you say, John, the fans, the players, yourself, they're all mingling. They're chanting the players' names, they're chanting your names. That must give you a bit of a spine-tingling sensation.
Oh, it does. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And all it does is make you more and more determined to give them what they ultimately want. And that's what we'll do. We'll keep rolling our sleeves up. We'll go in the muck and nettles, and we'll keep working hard to try to deliver what we feel they deserve, but also what we feel we deserve as well.
As you say, when you hear those fans, I mean, when you want to recruit players at championship level, they hear that.
Well, yeah,
it's going to be no match for that.
There's another set of fans of the championship could do that, and it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, what a ball we've had. The Leeds game, 10,000 plus. The farewell to Oddsall, 7,500, and then that at the end. It's just an absolute joy and a pleasure to be in and amongst this club, and in and amongst this group, and in and amongst these fans.
And you said today's game, I'm sure, all the highlights. I mean, have you ever seen anything like Ethan Ryan's back heel?
No, I haven't. No. I thought, it was a lovely way for him to sign off, wasn't it, his performance today, and obviously kicking the goal at the very end as well.
But it looked like players were really enjoying themselves today as well.
They were
sort of going out there and showing what they could do and really showcasing themselves.
Yeah, but we said before, and we said they could go out there and just, go through the motions, expect to win, but wait for somebody else to do it. Or they could go out there, seize the opportunity, everybody contribute, and everybody be urgent and determined and come up with a special performance, and that's exactly what they've done.
Pretty much everybody got on the score sheet as well.
I don't know. I mean,
12 different scorers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
12 different scorers. Right. Well, we'll have to give a rollick into the 5 who didn't score then. Yeah.
And James Green getting off the mark as well.
Yeah. Well,
Went
good
down.
God, we tried every move in the book to get him over the line. So if he didn't score, there must be something wrong. Yeah. But no, I'm pleased for James as well. It's a nice way for him to sign off.
Cheers, John.
Cheers. Thank you.